Have you ever reflected on the role that we as American business leaders may have accidentally played in perpetuating and even escalating the mental health crisis in America? I mean, post-pandemic, we all know now that we're in a crisis. It's common knowledge today that more than 1 out of 5 of us every year experience a clinically diagnosable mental illness. But did you know, have you ever reflected on the reality that the environment that we're creating for our employees at work is actually making the situation worse? That the environments that we're creating at work is actually making people sicker? It's time for all of us as business leaders to realize that we're a big part of the problem. Here's some recent data. Just this year, the National Alliance on Mental Illness found that 36% of employees across America have noticed that their mental health suffers due to work demands, more than a third of us. And they found that more than half of employees, 52% of them, reported feeling burned out in the past year because of their job. 37% reported feeling so overwhelmed it made it hard to do their job, and 33% of employees noticed that their productivity had suffered because of their mental health. And it's impacting employee retention too, right? The same study found that 34% of 18 to 29-year-olds and 28% of 30 to 49-year-olds reported that they considered quitting their jobs because of its impact on their mental health. And the rest of us, we can't blame the millennials and Gen Zers. It's all of us. More than 1 out of 5 employees aged 50 to 64 also report that they've considered quitting a job because of its impact on their mental health and well-being. And here's some data from a recent SHRM study, the Society for Human Resource Management, one of the preeminent HR professional associations in America. Well, SHRM found that nearly half of all workers report feeling used up, emotionally drained, or burned out from their work. They found that 35% of workers say that their jobs have a negative effect on their mental health. 35%. That in order to protect their personal well-being, more than 1 out of 4 Americans have either taken a lower paying job, have pursued a different career, or have left a job without having another one lined up. Right? And here's the kicker. More than half of workers feel pressure to prioritize their organizational well-being over their personal well-being. We're putting people in situations where they gotta choose between their mental health and well-being or protecting their jobs or advancing their careers. And it's not just our employees and staff, it's leaders too. That same NAMI study found that manager-level employees report higher rates of burnout than entry-level employees do, 54% versus 40%. And the SHRM study found that 40% of people managers said their mental health declined when they entered a managerial or leadership role. And 33% of people managers say their leadership role is not worth the stress that comes with it. And no wonder everyone's quitting. The state of mental well-being in the workplace is so dire that just this past year, the U.S. Surgeon General identified workplace well-being as one of the top 6 population health priorities for the United States. All right, let that sink in for a minute. One of the largest population health priorities for our country today on the Surgeon General's website today. It's not homelessness, obesity, or opiate addiction. It's workplace mental well-being. It's how we experience the environment and cultures at work each day, the environments and cultures established and perpetuated by our leaders. Thankfully, though, work environment and culture, we can do something about those. And it's a leader's duty to do just that. A non-delegatable core accountability of leadership is to create an environment where all teammates can show up as their full selves every day, be the best teammate they can be and perform at the top of their game. All you have to do is choose to become mental health literate and embed it in the culture of your organization. Your employees want you to. Here's some more data from that same NAMI study this year. 83%, more than 8 out of 10 employees agree that mental health and well-being training is important for creating a positive workplace culture. 83%. And more than 3/4 of employees say that supervisors, HR, and senior leadership should be responsible for helping employees feel comfortable discussing mental health at work. And the SHRM study found that our corporate culture can be so unsupportive that even though we provide mental health resources and benefits, more than 50% of workers say they don't feel comfortable using or asking about them. So what do? If work is making us sicker, how can we help people? Well, helping people here doesn't have to be hard. As I mentioned, just choose as a leader, become mental health literate. Choose to put mental health literacy in your professional toolboxes, right next to marketing, sales, human resource management, and all the other talents you've acquired over the years. We all have physical health literacy in our professional toolboxes. We can all save a colleague's life who might be choking at a lunch meeting, but we don't know how to notice if that same colleague was having an anxiety attack at the very same meeting, or if we did notice, what to do about it. So learn how to notice the signs that someone might be struggling with their mental well-being. Learn how to engage them thoughtfully and non-judgmentally while providing hope that recovery is possible, probable, and expected. And learn how to encourage professional help and self-care. And you don't have to become a therapist. Learning first aid doesn't make you a doctor. Just take a class. There's lots of them out there. Call the National Council on Mental Well-Being and take a mental health first aid class. Look up your local NAMI chapter and ask them for help. Call us at Simple Mental Health and take a mental health literate leadership workshop, or frankly, just spend a few hours over the weekend doing a Google search on the topic. Becoming mental health literate isn't hard, it's really simple. Trust me, you have put more complicated talents in your toolboxes. And frankly, becoming mental health literate is your duty as a leader. It's a duty to the performance of your company. That's a duty to the lives of your teammates. Thanks so much for listening. I hope this was helpful, and please share any thoughts or questions in the comment section below, and please like, subscribe, and share our channel if you found it helpful for you. Have a great day.